So I'll take it away. Housekeeping and updates. So we're going to be talking today about the next 2 sessions and beyond, what's coming up next, what we've got in the pipeline. And we're going to be talking about getting this down to a 4-hour work week. So the real 4-hour work week. We're going to give you a schedule to, a sample schedule that you can use, that you can customize to suit your needs. We're going to show you how much traffic you need to make the money, and show you how to work the plan. Now, everyone is going to have a slightly different plan, but you'll see it can be customized to suit your needs and the amount of time that you want to be putting into this. We've got some sort of baseline expectations and baseline goals for you to use as well. So when you're moving forward with this, you'll know, if you're on track and so forth. So we've got that sort of base expectations that we're going to be talking about as well. The next 2 sessions, we've got session 8. We're going to have, that's next week, we're going to have lots and lots of examples in that one. So you're going to see, we're going to hit you over the head with examples, basically. And you'll see just how this all works. Lots of sort of case studies there. And if you've got something that's working, we would love you to send us an email telling us about it. So a few people, Jeff said he's at $30 per day now. Someone else said they made $140. Just send us an email. Tell us what you're doing. We would love to know that. We would love to get some screenshots, and we'd love to share them next week. Obviously, we always blur out the sensitive information in the screenshots, but it's nice for other people to see at least some of the results. And we've got some student results, people going through this program right now to share with you a little bit later. Session number 9, so 2 weeks from now, we're going to be talking about the free method. So, if you don't want to spend a dime on Facebook, there is a free way that you can go about this. So we'll be sort of covering that. And then session 10 and onwards, we've got some really exciting things planned. So that's sort of what's happening in the next few weeks. And by the way, session 10 and beyond, we are going to go into detail right now about what we've got in the pipeline for you. And I hope that you're excited as we are about this, because we're going to be doing stuff that we've never done before. We're going to be teaching things that we've never done before. And this has been a long, long time in the making, just like the 100K Factory program. So phase 2 and phase 3 are coming. Here's just an overview, and I'll get into more detail about each one of these as we progress here. But we've got Crowdforce Limited Edition is going to be out soon. So this is the special Crowdforce edition that no one else has got. It's got a few extra bells and whistles that are kind of specific to what we're doing with 100K Factory. We've got a completely new software suite for you. It's called Bounce Breaker. I'm going to explain what that is, and that's completely unannounced. We never mentioned this previously, but it is something that we've kind of had up our sleeve, in our back pocket, waiting to sort of unleash. So we've got that coming soon. I'm going to open that up and give you a bit of a demo of it tonight. That's something that we've been using probably about 5-6 months now. You can see all the dates and stuff on the data that we've got, so you'll be able to see that. That's pretty exciting. We've got the $50,000 Traffic Academy. This is an extra piece of training which slots in nicely with what we're doing here, so you'll get access to that, and we'll be working through that training. We've got a whole module about retargeting, and I'll talk about that in a minute. We've got a whole module about affiliate marketing. We've got a whole module about how to make an absolute killing selling physical products on Amazon. We've got a whole module about how to make a killing with Kindle. We've got a whole module about how you can apply what we're doing here to make a lot of money selling your own digital info product. We've got an entire module about email marketing. And when I'm talking about each of these things, it's not like we're just saying, okay, here's how you can make money with Kindle. What we're saying is, here's how you can make money with Kindle, and here's how it fits with the 100K Factory system. Okay, so it's not, everything is very, very complementary, and we're going to be teaching it to you in a way that makes sense. So we're not just throwing a whole lot of different strategies at you. We're saying, look, if you're interested in affiliate marketing, here's what you can do. If you've heard about all the hype about selling physical products on Amazon, well, here's what you can do. And we've been selling on Amazon for probably about 7 or 8 years now, well before this whole sort of boom happened, and we've made millions and millions of dollars selling on Amazon. So you're going to hear a lot of those secrets. We've got a lot of new stuff to teach there as well. So that's kind of what's in the pipeline. Hopefully you're excited. I'm going to get into a little bit more detail now. To start with, let's talk about the limited edition of Crowdforce. Now, Crowdforce is a piece of software which we first developed a couple of years ago. It's been on the market for a while. It's not readily available to anyone. It's just been opened up a couple of times in the past couple of years. But what you're getting is different to what everyone else has got. You're getting a limited edition. This has been rebuilt from the ground up. It's faster than ever before. It's more effective than ever before. A few highlights. I'm not going to give everything away now, but a few highlights. We've got a new module called Engage. Okay, so if you're familiar with Crowdforce, you'll already know that we've got a whole range of different modules for things like, leveraging forums, leveraging Facebook, leveraging question and answer sites, leveraging blogs, these type of websites. But we don't have a module specifically about engagement. Well, we do now. We do in the limited edition. Okay, and what it's going to allow you to do is to quickly, get faster and more refined Facebook analysis, specifically for 100K Factory. Okay, so it allows you to laser focus on the right Facebook opportunities to get traffic like you've never seen before, to identify, topics and stories in a matter of seconds like you wouldn't believe. Okay, so that's really exciting. It will also give you more precise YouTube focus. So you'll be able to hone in with precision to identify and quickly filter previously unreachable YouTube data. So basically what we're doing here is we're able to identify the right type of content that we can use in our 100K Factory sites with speed like you wouldn't believe. It complements very much what the 100K Launchpad software does as well. So it's more focused on traffic, but it complements everything else. So that's something that we are very excited about. Hopefully you're excited about that as well. And that's just the first little thing we've got in the pipeline. The next thing we've got in the pipeline, and this is not far away at all, it's already all working and everything, we're just waiting for the right moment to give it to you. It's Bounce Breaker software suite. Okay, and it's a completely new software suite that we have never ever released before. What is it? How does it work? What happens is with your websites is you might get 100 people come to your website, but 50, 60 or 70 of those people are going to leave the moment they land on your site. They're just going to land on your site and they're going to click the back button, or they're going to land on your website and they're just going to close it. This is completely normal. It happens all the time. And on our best performing sites, we still get a 40 or 50% bounce rate. So basically what this means is that at least half of all your visitors are just trash because you can't make any money of them because they leave the moment that they land on your site. So you're leaving a lot of money on the table there. And we've been, as you start getting into this, you'll notice your metrics in AdSense, where it might say, you're earning maybe it's $10 RPM or $2 RPM or $30 RPM. Basically what that is, it's an amount of money that you're making per 1,000 visitors, okay? And if half of all your visitors leave in the first 2 seconds that they're on your page, then obviously you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And that's why we created Bounce Breaker. Bounce Breaker is something that you can use on any website, not just your 100K Factory website. So if you've got existing e-commerce websites, affiliate websites, Kindle-related websites, any kind of website at all, perhaps you're building websites for local clients, perhaps you're selling an info product, then you can apply Bounce Breaker to all of them. So let's have a look at a few screenshots. When you get started with Bounce Breaker, you'll set up an experiment, okay? And you'll put in a website URL. If you want to track conversions, you'll put a conversion URL. You can choose some advanced settings, so how often you want this to be shown to people, and you can set all this up. Okay, so you create a little experiment. And then you can have these little pop-ups appear to either capture email addresses or give people a special message. Okay, so this is one example. You could have something pop up and say, hey, wait, before you leave, check out the most insane base jump ever. Click here to see it now. And then that could take them to your most popular post. Can you see how, just type yes in the chat box if you can see how this works. If you can kind of imagine how, if you got this pop-up message coming when someone's leaving your site, and by the way, we don't put it on every single page. We choose very carefully the pages that we want to put it on. Okay, so you have to use it the right way to make sure it complies with AdSense and Facebook and everything else. But this is what we do. We do this kind of thing, and we're able to recycle and get the absolute best out of a lot of our visitors. So we can create custom laser-targeted exit messages for people. But it doesn't stop there, because I think something that's even more exciting than an exit message is a chance to build an email list. And on one of our small little sites, we've built an email list completely hands-off of several thousand people just in the last few months by doing nothing. Okay, we just had a message like this pop up. So this, for example, is one that we made about golf, and it says Tee to Green, the handbook. It's just about giving away some little handbook for people that land on your site. And then you've got a couple of benefits there, and you ask them for a name and an email address. What this does is it effortlessly gets subscribers landing on your site. I don't know if I can actually, I don't know if it will work, but let me just see here. One moment, guys. I'm just going to see if I can do a little example here. So I've got something like this working on aidenbooth.com. Let me just go over there. And again, it probably won't show up for me because I come to this site often, but no, it's not showing up for me. But because I come to this site often, but if it was your first time on this site and you went to leave, you would get an exit, that exit sort of pop that would come up and ask you to join the email list or something like that. So anyway, this is the tool here, and it's not completely, it's not released yet, obviously, but you can do all kinds of different things. And one of the coolest things of all about it is this amazing editor down here. So this is completely customizable. You can put anything you want in here, okay? Or you can just change everything. So if you're already paying for a tool like Lead Pages or some other tool that allows you to create this type of thing, you're going to be able to save some money as well using this. You could do something like this. You could put anything you want in here. This is an example for someone that might be selling something with a discount code. Okay, but you can customize all this stuff, and you can tie it up with an Aweber list. You can send people to a thank you URL and much, much more. So let me show you some of the kind of examples. Let me just make this a bit smaller again so I can see what I'm doing here. Let me show you some examples of some statistics. So these are conversions, and you can just see conversions flooding in. Okay, hundreds and hundreds of conversions. And then if I look cumulatively, this is from one of our websites, and we started using this on week 8 of 2015. So it would have been right at the end of February we started using this, testing it out on different sites. And on this one site, you can see cumulatively we're monitoring conversions. We're getting, and in this case it was email signups. And we built a list of over 1,000 people in a tiny little niche just in a few months by doing absolutely nothing. Okay, so it's really, really cool. Just to sum up, Bounce Breaker software suite, it allows you to recycle lost visitors. Remember, this represents at least 50% of the visitors that you're already getting. It allows you to drive your visitors right to the pages, to the right pages on your website with absolute precision. So if you know that one page on your website is earning more than all the other pages, then why don't you send all your visitors there? Okay, so you can do that. It allows you to effortlessly build an email list on complete autopilot. So you can sit back and watch your lead count grow. Okay, you can build beautiful forms like the one I just showed you. We're going to have many more templates added in there. What you've got now is just for a start, and in fact we're going to be adding them in the next couple of weeks. So when you get it very soon, it'll have a lot more templates in there. You can monitor your data and easily tweak your campaigns, and you'll see your conversions as they happen. Okay, so Bounce Breaker, this software suite is not available anywhere. It's not on the market. It won't be on the market. At least we have no plans for that. It's just for 100K Factory. So hopefully, just let me know what you think about that from what you've seen so far in the chat box. Hopefully you like what you see, because it's certainly been a long time in the making, yeah, it's very cool. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Helps a lot. Great. So that's Bounce Breaker. The other thing that's in the pipeline, and again, everything we're talking about here is in phase 2 and phase 3. So we've been getting a lot of questions from people, you know, what's happening in phase 2 and 3. So that's why we wanted to really get into all this detail tonight. The second thing, or the third thing actually, so there's the Crowdforce Limited Edition, Bounce Breaker Software Suite, and then the $50,000 Traffic Academy. Okay, so this is about how you can get thousands of visitors every single day without using Facebook. So forget about Facebook. Okay, you can get thousands of visitors every single day coming to your websites without using Facebook, and how to turn these visitors into a $50,000 per year income stream. And you can see a screenshot here. All these visitors that you see on here are coming to one of our websites, but none of them are coming from Facebook. Okay, this is coming from different traffic sources that we're going to get into. That's why it's the $50,000 Traffic Academy. Okay, so for all those people who are interested in non-Facebook traffic, if that's you, then you're going to absolutely love what we have in store here for you. Okay, we dive into a whole range of different things. We talk about search engine optimization, how you should use it in 2015. We talk about a whole range of different things, social sites, things that are probably going to be completely new to you. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We've also got. Can
I just interrupt you real quickly? Just
sure.
To make everybody clear, this is not a sales video. We're not trying to sell all this stuff that's coming to you guys. This is we're doing this as part of phase 2 and phase 3 of the 100K Factory. This is all included in your membership. There were a couple people asking like, well, what are you guys? Is there an extra charge for this or something? We're not. This isn't a sales process here.
No.
Yeah. We're not trying to sell you. We're just trying to tell you what's coming that you already.
Steve, how much is it?
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. But how much does this cost?
We're not trying to sell anything. I just want to make that really, really clear. We're not selling anything. This is we're gonna keep training for many weeks to come here on all this stuff. Sorry. Anyway,
thanks.
Go ahead.
Thanks for that. Feel free to jump in if there's anything else that needs a bit of extra clarification. So this is all included in your membership, guys. 100K Factory retargeting module. If you've been impressed with the type of things that we've been able to share with you so far with Facebook, then you're going to love what we've got for retargeting as well. Okay, retargeting is a whole other opportunity. Most people are not exploiting it, but you can re-engage people that come to your website, and you can re-cash in, so earn money from those people over and over and over again. When you know how to do this the right way, there's mammoth potential here. And again, there's mammoth potential to exploit a system that no one else really knows how to use. There's a lot of people that talk about retargeting, but they're not in the trenches doing it, okay? And we are. So you're going to get all that knowledge as well. And again, this is very applicable to every kind of online business model. So if you're selling on Amazon, if you've got affiliate marketing websites, e-commerce, Kindle, there's all kinds of ways that you can use retargeting, and we're going to be talking about that. All of this, again, is included in your membership. 100K Factory affiliate module. This is one that many people are excited about. You may remember this screenshot. We shared it with you when we were actually launching 100K Factory. And this is from one of our affiliate websites that makes hundreds of dollars every single day. And this is a great way that you can add a big daily income to your 100K Factory sites, again, without using Facebook. Okay, so you're going to get a lot of diverse types of traffic coming in here. And I mean, ideally, you will keep using Facebook, but if for whatever reason you don't want to use Facebook or you want to use something else, then you've got all of this to look forward to. And affiliate marketing can be incredibly lucrative. You're going to see how we're actually able to oftentimes take what we're making with AdSense and increase it by a factor of 10 just by inserting a highly relevant affiliate offer into our pages. Okay, again, it comes down to identifying the best pages on our websites. And by the way, everything we're talking about here is applied to the websites that you're already developing. So we're not going to say start again making a new affiliate website. No, we're going to say, okay, you've decided that you wanted to get into I don't know, gardening. Okay, here's how we can apply and take the foundation that you've already worked so hard building and ramp things up with affiliate marketing. So it's all tying in together. Okay, that's why we said, you know, this week things are starting, the pieces of the puzzle are starting to sort of fall into place, hopefully. Okay, so we've got that. The affiliate marketing module will show you how to integrate affiliate marketing into your 100K factory sites. The method we've used to build set and forget money-making affiliate sites for the past decade. So we've got websites that make money from affiliate marketing that have been just running in the background, completely hands-off for about a decade now. And we've obviously learnt a lot over the last decade about how to do that, and we know how to get you guys doing it as well. Okay, so you'll see all that. You'll get examples of real websites. So you'll see some of our websites that make us money, and you'll be able to reverse engineer them. Copy the layout, the structure, copy the exact idea if you want to. Okay, lots of tools and tricks as well. I mean, you've already seen an example of one surprise piece of software that we had for you. We've got at least one other piece of software for you for this affiliate module as well. I'm not going to reveal what that is. We want to keep a few things, a few nice surprises for you. So there's lots of good stuff coming there as well. 100K Factory Amazon white label module. We make a lot of money selling physical products on Amazon. In fact, one of the reasons that we started playing around with this whole Facebook, traffic method was because we wanted to get another edge over a lot of our competitors who are selling physical products on Amazon. That's how this kind of started in the first place. Okay, so we're going to show you how you can really apply this to what you're doing with your if you're currently selling physical products on Amazon. We'll show you how you can apply what you've learnt so far and a few other things and help skyrocket your sales there. If you're not selling on Amazon, then we're going to introduce the opportunity to you, explain how you can get started doing that if you want to. And by the way, if you're in gardening, for example, then we're going to show you how you can identify things related to your niche and start selling them on Amazon. Okay, if you've got a page about, I don't know, soccer or football, then we're going to show you how you can use that niche and really leverage what you've already built to hit the ground running in a ginormous way on Amazon. And hopefully, if you use your imagination, you can see how we're able to drive thousands of visitors from Facebook and other sources as well, as you'll find out, to our websites. Well, we can do the exact same thing to Amazon. Okay, so it's pretty exciting. You're going to be amazed at what we have in store for you. We've also got a lot of experience with Kindle, okay, and there's some pretty exciting things that you may not know about with Kindle, but have a look at this here. We've got ads running. These ones are some new ones we started about a week ago for some of the books that we've got up in Kindle, and in less than a week, we've been able to spend 98 cents and get over 3,000 impressions, so 3,000 sort of ads shown for our books, okay, and make sales from that as well. We know a whole range of different advanced tactics that dominate competitive niches and make a lot of money with Kindle. You're going to learn how to do that. You're going to learn how this all fits in with what we're doing with the 100K Factory. So again, to reiterate, all of this stuff is at no extra cost. It's all included in the 100K Factory program. Check this out. 2,635 ebooks sold in one single day. Okay, that represents thousands and thousands of dollars in one day selling Kindle books. This is something that we've been able to replicate and you can see this screenshot was actually taken on May 29th last year, and we've been able to do the same thing over and over and over again. This particular book has got a ranking of number 21 in the Kindle store. That's not 21 in some category. That's 21 in the entire Amazon Kindle store, where there's hundreds of thousands of books. Okay, so we really know what we're doing with Kindle. You're going to see how you can build a $5,000 per month Kindle income stream to run alongside your 100K factory websites, how to use our secret traffic tactics to build giant daily income spikes from Kindle, like the one I just showed you, how to leverage your 100K factory websites and create ebooks in those niches that you can sell to add yet another healthy income stream. A question and answer session with the author of a top 20 book on Amazon. This person has sold thousands of books per day and will explain the secrets to that kind of phenomenal success. So if you're interested in Kindle, if you're wondering how this whole Kindle thing works, then you're going to be in for a real treat once we get to that part of the program. We've also got a special module for info products. Now, you can sell your own info product on your website. Imagine, for example, that, again, let's use organic gardening. Imagine you're in the organic gardening niche, maybe you're in the hunting niche, maybe you're in, I don't know, soccer niche, and you create your own little info product. Well, you can sell that on your website. You're going to have plenty of traffic that you can tap into because we've got the traffic well and truly under control at this point. You're going to have a super solid foundation for doing that because you've already got a Facebook page with thousands of likes. You've got a good website in place, and it's easy to then come in and launch an info product. The info product creation process, you're going to learn how that all works and how you can actually outsource almost all of it. So you can do this very easily without spending much time on it at all. We've used this one strategy to earn tens of millions of dollars in income just over the past few years, and not just in the internet marketing niche, but in a whole range of different niches as well. So it's very transferable to different niches, even tiny little niches, okay? They can be very, very powerful. So that's that. And we've also got the 100K Factory email module. Now, we know a thing or two about email marketing. We've got well over 500,000 subscribers. This screenshot here, we took this a couple of days ago. This is just from one of our email accounts. This one is iContact. We've got hundreds of thousands of people in our Aweber account as well, in all kinds of different niches. Okay, so we know how to build a list. We know how to do it using things like we showed you a screenshot a little bit earlier. Let me bring it up again. We know how to do this kind of thing, where you're just getting, you know, a trickle, not really a small trickle, but a decent trickle of subscribers coming in day after day after day. If you do that on 4 websites, you're very quickly going to get to the point where you've got, you know, thousands and thousands of subscribers. So we're going to teach you that, and we're going to teach you how to make money from that list, okay, all based on our experience. So it will all be delivered in phase 2 and phase 3 over the next 6 to 7 weeks, and we'll just keep on going as long as it takes to make sure you've got everything you need here. Okay, we've set aside a lot of time to make sure that we really deliver and over deliver on all these things. Now, I mentioned the first whole bunch of things there, but I haven't mentioned this here yet. We've got 7 insane new prizes worth thousands and thousands of dollars, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a second. So let me just again, before I talk about the prizes, everything we've spoken about so far complements 100K Factory. All this extra training that we're going to be giving you fits in perfectly with what we're doing with 100K Factory. We're going to be doing it in small, manageable chunks. So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by everything you see, don't worry, because you can pick and choose what you want to use. Okay, all the training will be given with 100K Factory sites in mind. We know what your sort of current commitments are, sort of minimum commitments to be able to run the 100K Factory business. So we'll tailor everything to fit your needs. We really want to make this the most complete internet marketing education possible. Okay, that's really our objective here, and we want to make sure that you're finish this program in a solid position and you're making a lot of money. Okay, So there's 7 insane new prizes. This first one here is really cool. I've slept on this yacht. This is Steve's yacht, and it's down in Key West. And this is contest number 1. Okay, the winner, by the way, for this one is going to be announced in 3 weeks' time. Okay, the person that wins this is going to have 2 nights on Steve's yacht. It's a trip for 2 people for 2 nights. We will even give you a $500 airfare credit, so we'll fly you out to Key West, and you'll be able to stay on Steve's yacht there. It's a very nice yacht. Steve, I don't know if you're muted or not, but do you want to give? It's got a couple of bedrooms, a couple of bathrooms.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. I unmuted myself. So it's got 3 staterooms. 2 of them are double, or queen beds, and one of them is bunk beds. And it's got 2 bathrooms with full showers and stuff. It's not camping. Let's put it that way. And the beauty of it is that it's in a place where you can walk to everything in Key West, which is really, really cool. That's why we like where it is. And if we get good weather, I'll be happy to take y'all out too. We'll go out to the reef and spend the day out there, and that's really where having a boat like that shines. You can just basically take your apartment with you and put it on top of of the 3rd largest barrier reef in the world, and just jump off the side and go snorkeling. It's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. I stayed on this yacht for a few nights, and it's an unforgettable experience. So you're in for a treat. Most total revenue wins that one. Okay, so just you've got as good a chance as anyone, and I'll explain why that is in just a second. The second prize is another Apple Watch. We've given away a couple of these so far, and people love them. So what we're looking at here is biggest revenue in a single day. Okay, so that's the first prize was about the biggest total revenue. This one here is about biggest revenue in a single day. So maybe you'll just have one day where you'll kill it. You'll make, I don't know, several $1,000s in one day, or maybe more. Or whatever it is. If you do that, the person who gets the biggest revenue in a single day is going to win an Apple Watch. Okay, so we'll send that out to you. The next prize is this is a 3rd contest, so this is the most total traffic. So it's not most revenue, it's not most revenue in a single day or anything like that. This is just most total traffic to your website. And we're giving away these phenomenal, fantastic noise-cancelling headphones. They're from Bose. I've used these, they are very cool. If you're flying anywhere, or if you just want to block out the sound of your wife talking or something, then these are great to use. I use them all the time. But seriously, these are cool.
Are you sure those are wife certified, Aiden?
They're wife certified. They're baby certified.
Send them to me
right now.
Right, send them to me. I will test them out and write you a review.
Yeah. Anyway, they're pretty cool, and I've used a few of these over the years, and these ones here, the last pair that I had cost me actually about $500. They weren't Bose. They were pretty good, but when I started trying the newest Bose ones, they are absolutely amazing. And because I fly all the time, these things on long-haul flights are just game changers. But even, like I said, they're good to use around the house as well. So you'll find a good use for them. Okay, they're pretty cool. Or just listening to music, they are the best out there. So that's contest number 3. And then contest number 4 is the biggest fan page. So that's simply the fan page that has the biggest number of fans. We've got 4 prizes here. So the 4 biggest fan pages, the people who own them will get $250 each. Now, you can only win one of these prizes. So if you win this contest number 1, you can't win the others. We just want to spread the prizes around as much as we can. So there's 7 prizes in total, 4 different contests, 7 prizes in total. In 3 weeks' time, all the winners will be announced, and we're just excited to hear how you go. Now, you can win a prize, okay? Regardless, even if you're starting today, even if you don't have your website finished yet, or you don't have a Facebook page up, you can still win this, because one good post to your Facebook page and 100K Factory website can make you $10,000. We've seen it over and over and over again on our websites and on our test students' websites as well. So even if you feel behind or haven't started seeing results yet, you still have a great chance to win this, as good a chance as anyone else. Okay, so work hard and it will pay off 100 times over. And I mean, the reality is that these prizes are small in the scheme of things, because the websites that we are building here will earn you tens of thousands of dollars for years and years to come, as long as you follow through and set them up how we're talking about. So hopefully everyone is really excited about this, and that's sort of the first announcement. But anyway, time for action now. The action items for the next 7 days: get a site up to $15. And by the way, if you ever want to jump in and say anything, Steve, just don't hesitate. Get the site up to $15 page RPM through your traffic. Okay, so to do this, we're gonna go into each of these points in a little bit more detail, but you'll need to send sort of 5,000 or more visitors, and then AdSense will optimize. Your RPM is how much money you make per 1,000 visitors. So if you can get your website to $15 per 1,000 visitors, then you're going to be in a good place, and we'll explain what that means shortly. Build out an interest swipe file. Okay, we'll talk about that. Build a weekly schedule for yourself. Build a plan, daily plan for yourself. Start executing the plan every single day, and you'll have some rest days as well. So sometimes execution just means having a rest. And then start to document post boosting and your post swipe file. Okay, so we'll show you all of these. We've got all these examples. So expectations and goals. We want engagement at 3 cents or less. We've been speaking about this often in the last couple of weeks. We need to get enough traffic so that the page RPMs can be $15 or more. You can see this number inside AdSense account. Oftentimes, it will start off super low. It may even start at less than $1. Your RPM, so your revenue per 1,000 visitors, could start off at even below $1. $1 per 1,000 or $2 per 1,000 visitors. That is completely normal. It'll take a few weeks to settle down, to raise itself up, to optimize, and you'll likely need 5,000 to 7,000 visitors or more before you start seeing the true potential of your RPMs. This is completely normal. Apply these metrics and you'll turn a profit. And then how much profit depends on the total traffic. So what should your goals be? Well, again, engagements averaging 3 cents or less per post. Okay, page RPMs $15 or higher, and then traffic per site per week. Okay, we're looking for number of posts. Sorry, the number of posts to hit doesn't really change. 1 to 2 per week is good, and maybe less as the old ones continue. Okay, so across the board, this is across the board. Actually, this is, sorry, I'm just confusing myself here.
Yeah, just I probably confused the way I wrote that. So what I'm trying to say here is that the traffic per site per week, the goals will go up over time. However, that doesn't necessarily correlate to the number of posts that quote unquote hit, because what happens is you can have the same number of posts that hit, like 1 to 2 per week ish or so, but you'll be building your audience. You'll also know which ones are really the better ones to go after over time, and you'll have older ones that are still hanging around. I mean, like, you know, some of the real mature sites have posts that are still being boosted from back in January. So you have all these stuff that kind of hangs around still, and that's why the traffic goals go up each month until they hit the point where you can sort of rest easy, you know, somewhere around 10 to 15,000 visitors per week per site. But the number of posts that you need to hit doesn't increase. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so I think so month 1, the goal should be to 5 to 7,500 visitors per week. Month 2, getting up to 10,000, and then month 3, building up towards 15,000 per week. And this is the most you'll need, and it stays with the 1 to 3 posts to hit metric. Anything else I need to add on that one, Steve? I think
no. Just I mean, when we say this is the most you need, I mean, obviously the more the better, right? But that's the number. You know, all these things add up to $100,000 a year is kind of the goal, right? So if you get your engagements at 3 cents or less, if you get your page RPMs at 15 or higher, and if you get each site, each of your 4 sites, to reach these traffic levels, okay, per week, all right, through the process we're going to go over, then you will hit that goal. Now, if you want to make, you know, $20,000 a month instead of $8,000 a month, then you're going to need more traffic, okay? Or you're going to need to do, you know, some of the phase 2 and phase 3, you know, different monetization or complementary monetization strategies, okay?
Yep.
So hopefully that's clear.
Yeah, and when we talk about a post hitting, this is some terminology, I think we introduced it last week, but if a post hits, it's one of these posts that becomes like a home run. So not every post becomes a hit, not every post becomes a home run, but some of them, and I'm going to show you some examples right now, are posts that they do hit, they do become very popular, they do drive a lot of traffic, okay? So you don't need that many to hit, but if you're confused about that, I'd recommend just recapping what we covered last week. So here are some student results. These are things that people have sent in to us, and you can see the dates on these. Some of them have got metrics to look at, some of them don't, it just depends how they've sent them in. All the sensitive information has been blurred down there. But this one here, look at this. I mean, 19th of July, 756 shares, okay, 77,000 organic visitors, okay, so, and you can see if we look at the link clicks compared to the total reach, it's cruising along at about 5%, which is great. I mean, it's good for a new site, okay, so that's pretty exciting. You can see that it got 589 shares, actually, yes, 589 likes on other shares. In total, it got 756 shares. So anyway, the metrics are pretty exciting for this person. And this here may look like exactly the same post, but if you look closely, you'll see that this person put the same post on 2 different Facebook pages. So they've got 2 Facebook pages in the same niche. This one here is something zone, and they did that at 7:53 on July 19th. This one here is something report. They did that at 7:49 on July 19th. And you can see they both did incredibly well. It's both the same article, so they've got the same number of shares. But you can see, look at this, 47 comments, 480 likes. This one got 589 likes, 67 comments. So this is an example of something that is hitting and making money, okay? And by the way, this person's website is still very new. So it's definitely not optimized yet, and the money that they're making, although they are positive ROI and they're making good money, their money is going to increase dramatically once their website gets a little bit of age. Okay, this one here, this got 379 shares. Obviously, we had to blur this out to sort of protect this person, but 379 shares, 313 people liked it, 24 comments. And that was from July 24th, so just a few days ago. Okay, this one here has got so 9,932 people were reached and 746 link clicks. So this one here is around about 7%, roughly. 7% of the reach are actually clicking through, which is good. Okay, again, 17 shares, actually 18 shares in total. And they got a decent amount of traffic there as well. I don't know what the total organic traffic was, but it was good. Here's another one. 21,864 people reached. This one here is from July 21st. 2,409 link clicks. So they are over 10% there, and this is a brilliant start. Okay. This one here.
And all those, just to make sure everybody understands, all those link clicks are visits or visitors. So
yeah.
When we talk about 5,000 to 7,000 visitors at first, like your first month per week, some of these one of these single posts can give you half of that. So it's kind of what we're talking about.
And this is one that Richard sent into me today, and this is a good start. He's got a very new site, so it's still still on the up. His revenue per 1,000 visitors is still definitely increasing, but this is a very positive start. 21,000 people reached and 879 link clicks. That's probably about 4.5%. It could be a little bit higher, but it's still very, very positive. I mean, look at this: 458 likes, 224 shares, 16 comments. So that's pretty exciting as well for Richard. And then this was another one that got sent in to us. 175 shares, 11 comments, 1,082 people like this. Okay, and this was first published on July 23rd at 12:46 p.m. So you see how quick these things take off. Just a few days ago, this was published, and it's already driven thousands of visitors, most likely, to this person's website. Okay, and then here's another one, and the way I blurred this out was I kept in a couple of arrows here. They've been using the 100K Launchpad to create some cool little images using the arrows, and I think that helped them. And they've also said, this was a video, and they said, I can't remember exactly what the headline was, but anyway, this got 98 shares, 22 comments, 188 people liked it, and this one here was one of a little bit older, so this one's about 12 days ago. But anyway, still really cool, really exciting, and this is what can happen when you start working the system. It's a numbers game, and it is only a matter of time. Okay, you just have to keep this going. Is it going to take you 10 days to see results? Is it going to take you 1 day? I don't know. But as long as you keep working the system, you will make money. It doesn't really matter either.
Just to sorry to interrupt you. Just to go on what you're saying here, though, there's a lot of people who are saying they're doing great and they've got results like this or even better, and then there's a lot of people who are saying, geez, I'm not getting these results. Please keep in mind, you've only ever boosted a couple of posts. So remember, we talked about this before, that it's, as Aiden says, this numbers game, and most of them are not going to be hits, all right? And that's okay. You're going to see, we're going to get into the weekly workflow right now, or in the next slide or two or whatever, and you're just going to be doing this on an ongoing basis. So yeah, if you have a population sample of 2 or of 5 or whatever, that's the same thing as flipping a coin twice, and it could come up heads both times, right? And then, so yeah, you could make it be a logic that it's always going to be heads. It's not the case, okay? So once you start getting into the weekly groove of doing this all the time, you will identify your own hits, okay?
Yeah. And as Steve said, don't feel depressed by this. You should feel excited by this. That's why we're showing you this, because these are people in the same situation as you. They don't have huge audiences necessarily. Some of them have just got, even less than 1,000 likes on their Facebook page. Others have got, maybe 3,000. But they're all in that kind of ballpark. They're all in that vicinity. And you could be doing the exact same thing. I mean, it could happen to you tomorrow, okay? It's just a numbers game. So again, we're showing you this to get you excited because the system works incredibly well. So the work week. Here's what we recommend you do. Set up a flexible 5-day work week, and it can be whatever you want. So maybe you want to work on your online business from Monday to Friday, or perhaps you're going to do it from Wednesday to Sunday. And figure that you're going to be working 4 to 6 hours per week in total, depending on your comfort level and experience and so on. And if you want to work triple that, quadruple that, that's absolutely fine. It's up to you. You can do as much as you want or as little as you want, because you can just go at your own pace, okay? So the weekly workflow. Step number 1 is to post interesting content on your site and share it on your Facebook page. Okay, we've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, so hopefully that's clear how we do that. If it's not, then just go back and have a look at the last few training sessions. Step number 2 is to monitor the engagement, and we're going to get more into depth about how to do each of these. Step 2, monitor the engagement and get ready to jump on the good ones. So when you see something, when you see a Facebook post like this that starts to take off, get ready to jump on it and leverage it as much as you can. And again, we'll talk more about how to do that. Step number 3, build viral ad campaigns around the good ones. Remember, these good ones, these are like the home runs, the ones that, start driving a lot of traffic and kind of, hit. And then step 4 is monitor and optimize the viral ad campaigns ruthlessly. And then it's just a case of rinse and repeat. So that's essentially, in a nutshell, the weekly workflow. Step number 1 there was to post interesting content to your site and share it on Facebook. So here's what we want to do. Post 10 to 15 stories per week on your website and share them on Facebook. So if you've got just one website that you're focusing on, aim to add 10 to 15 stories to it. If you're working on, let's say, 4 websites, then in total, you'll be adding 10 to 15 stories. So not 10 to 15 stories on each website if you're doing 4 websites, but in total. Okay, so distribute these 10 to 15 stories around your websites fairly evenly. Okay, share some related content on Facebook as well. So ideally, you should be shooting to share a total of 3 or 4 things per day on Facebook. You don't have to, add everything that's on your Facebook page to your website. Sometimes, for example, with the Extreme Rush site, we could just link out to some other interesting article that we found using the 100K Launchpad. We don't have to add everything to our site. Okay, so 3 to 4 updates per day on each Facebook page, that's ideal. Okay, of course you can do less, but we're giving you kind of the accelerated plan to get you to earning decent money. And remember, doing this step 1 should only take you a couple of hours per week, 2 to 3 hours per week. Once you really understand how to do this. I mean, adding a post to your website, once you get the system down, once you get in the groove, know how to do it, it should just take a few minutes. Like if I add a YouTube video and 3 lines of curated content, I could do it right now in front of you and it would take about 5 minutes. Okay, so that's what you want to be shooting for, 10 to 15 stories per week and a few updates per day to your Facebook page, and a lot of those will not actually be linking back to your website. So hopefully that's clear. Steve, if you see any comments coming in, or if you just find that I haven't clarified it, just jump in.
Okay.
But that should be clear for step 1. Step number 2 is monitoring engagement. So this is easy. This is just, and it doesn't take any time at all really to do this. All you want to do is monitor your Facebook page. So have a look and see which are the good ones. So have a look at the link clicks versus the people reached. And I'll give you an example of this in just a second by going back to one of our student results. If reach was 1,000 and clicks were 100, then click-through rate would be 10%. Okay, 100 out of 1,000, that's 10%. The higher the click-through rate, the better. On a mature Facebook page, mature website, we're looking at around about 10%. On a brand new website, 5 to 7% is the benchmark. But it's super niche dependent and age dependent. Okay, it changes a lot. Measure within the first 24 hours, but you can come back to these and check them a little bit later. So let me come up here and find one of these. Let me find an easy one. Here's one here. So this one here had people reached was 21,864. The number of link clicks, let me just bring up my calculator to show you this here. This is how we do it. So we say 2,409, 2049 divided by 21864, 21864 equals, and that says 0.093. 0.093 is the same as saying 9.3%. Okay?
It's actually higher. They use 2,049 instead of 2,409. But
oh, okay, sorry. I was wondering, it should be higher than 10%.
I don't want to confuse people. And you know, while you're typing in, I just want to make sure. I think the other place people are getting confused. There's kind of 2 places that we look for winners or hits. We keep talking about the good ones, the winners, the hits, right? So this is the first place we look for them. We haven't spent any money. We haven't boosted any posts. We've only just simply shared this on Facebook. Okay. We put this story, we curated it, we put it on our website, we then shared it on Facebook. And we're looking at the engagement of the people that we reach organically, all right? And we call it a good one if we get that sort of, 5 to 7% on new sites and about 10% on a mature site. That's when we take it to the next step, which is we boost the posts, okay? And then the winners are defined, the hits are defined from there by cost per engagement and things like that. So people are just getting very confused. Some people are getting confused by, these different levels of, is this a winner here, is a winner there? And hopefully I haven't made it even more confusing. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so let me just quickly do this one again. This is like that first check to just see you haven't boosted your post, you haven't spent any money on advertising, you just put a link up there and you just want to see what your click-through rate is. 2409 divided by 2186 equals 0.11. That's 11%. Okay, so that's very good. That would be very good for a Facebook post that didn't have any money or anything like that spent on it. Okay, so hopefully that at least makes a little bit of sense there for you. And that's really step 2. So when you see those winners, that's when you want to really work hard and look at expanding out your website and turn it from a one-page post into a two-page post and things like that.
Well, actually, just before you do that, that's not really where we want to do that. We only want to do that after we do the boosting of the post. So we're just confusing ourselves because we just want to wait until we get to the, this is just to say these are posts that are eligible to do boosts on, and the goal here is to identify them and collect them, okay, into your spreadsheet, and then when you go and do step 3, then you'll have these posts to choose from to create the viral campaigns.
Yep. Thanks for that, Steve. So, step 2, you're identifying the winners, and then you're going to be doing this every day. Build a little swipe file with a spreadsheet, and also look at the links to other websites, because sometimes if you're just linking out to another website, you might think, hey, wow, that particular post seemed to get a lot of engagement, and we showed you an example of that last week on my internet marketing Facebook page, how I was linking out to somewhere else and we saw that it got a lot of engagement, because you can look at then putting that post into the mix on your website as well. The total effort here is tiny because the amount of time to monitor the engagement is tiny. It's not even worth mentioning. You can do it in a matter of seconds. Okay, Steve, do you want me to go through that spreadsheet now, or would it make more sense to do it a little bit later?
I think it actually might make sense. I just got like 5 people saying, "What's a swipe file spreadsheet?" So yeah, I think it might make sense.
Okay, let me see if I can pull that up here. This here is what we call a post swipe file. Okay. On the left-hand side, this first column, we put our website in there. So it might be Extreme Rush. The post name might be Wakeboarding with Sharks. Okay. We may have submitted that post. We may have published that post on our website. Remember, this is on our website on the 20th of July, 2015. Actually, Steve, when we're doing this, are we referring to the one that's on the website or the Facebook page?
Well, really both, right? Because anything we put on the website, we share on the Facebook page. But we're saying when did we post it on the site in the spreadsheet? But you could really use either thing. It doesn't really matter. But all you're trying to do is collect, because you might not do all these all on the same day. Might not do steps 1 through 4 all on the same day. You probably won't. What you want to do is just keep growing this list of, hey, here are posts that I made on the website that I also shared on Facebook that passed that sniff test in step 2, meaning that 10% sort of engagement ratio, okay, that Aiden just showed. And these are ones that we may or may not come back to and create viral ad campaigns from when we get to doing step 3. Because maybe we'll have 20 of them and we only need to do 2 or 3. Well, and then next week maybe we'll have another couple that are really great and we won't ever get back to that original one. That's okay. But we have this ever-growing, that's why we call it a swipe file. We can go back and swipe from it, So it's an ever-growing list of posts that we've made, that we've tested, that have passed the sniff test, and at some point we may boost them, which is why you have that date boosted over here, okay? And then we'll get into this interests and other things in a little bit. But sometimes we may never boost them, and that's okay. But we have a record of how they did and when we put them on there and so on.
Yep. Cool. So again, we'll come back and have a little bit more of a look at that, but just bear with us now as we keep working through this. So monitoring engagement, that's step 2. Step 3 is to pick your winners and then build out the viral ad campaigns from them. So pick your best posts, ensuring they meet those benchmark standards. Try to find 1 or 2 per work week per site, and then use that spreadsheet that we've just shown you. And then build out the boost posts using 3 to 5 interests. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, and I think we may have a demo for you at the end as well. So the total time to do this step 3 is around about 1 hour per week. Okay, that's not a difficult part. And then step 4 is to.
And we showed step by step how to do that 2 sessions ago. Just so everybody knows, we showed step by step instructions on how to do step 3 2 sessions ago with all the interests and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So if you are unfamiliar with any of this, go back, have a look at the training from a couple of weeks ago. Make sure you check out the summary sheet, the slides, and just learn how to do it because it's easy. Okay. Optimize for cost per engagement. Get total cost per engagement below 4 cents. It's all about the traffic. Okay. Use the 2-page post trick. We spoke about this last week, and that's going to help you with your revenue. It's going to help boost your revenue when you do that. So if you're not familiar with the 2-page post trick, check out what that was last week because that's a great way to really earn more for your visitors. So optimizing cost per engagement, step 4A, set up boosted posts for 3 to 5 interest groups. We're going to show you this shortly. Step 4B, check in 12 to 24 hours. Kill any of the boosted posts. So stop the boosted posts that are higher than 5 cents per engagement. The goal is to get 3 cents or lower. Okay, so under 4 cents. That's the goal. Step 4C. Check out the ones that were 5 cents or less in another 12 to 24 hours and then kill them off if they're not at 3 cents. So we're kind of doing a 2-step iteration here to make sure that we're giving every post the chance it deserves to become a winner, and we're eliminating the ones that are just not going to become winners as quickly as we can. Okay, and remember, this is a numbers game, and don't expect every second one to be a winner. Okay, we spoke about how the numbers pan out last week as well, so refer to that again if you missed it or if you need to refresh your memory. Step 4D. If you got at least 1 interest that was getting you 3 cents or less per engagement, then expand the post using the 2-page method. Maybe even 3 pages or 4 pages if you've got pictures and other things as well. And add ads into as many other interests as you have as well. So we're going to talk about the interests in just a second here, but you want to start getting as much traffic as you can to it at this point. So use your spreadsheet that you're going to be building up. Step 4E is to treat these other interests as you did the initial ones for the optimization. Okay, so these new interests, we're going to be talking about what they are in a minute, and if any extra clarification is needed, we can do that at the end, and we can also make extra supplementary videos if necessary. Okay. Step 4F. If no interests got you to 3 cents or less, but at least 2 got you to 5 cents or less, then try going back to step 4A with a new headline and a new image. So go back to those images, go back to those posts that got close but didn't quite hit the mark. Okay, use new headlines and new images on Facebook for them. So here's a sample week. You might start out on Monday and you might post 5 stories across different sites, and that might take you an hour and a half. On Tuesday, you might do the same thing. 5 new stories across different sites. Might take another hour and a half. Okay. Wednesday, you take the day off. Thursday, you evaluate Monday and Tuesday, and that'll take about 15 minutes. You'll just evaluate Facebook. You'll check, okay, well, what was my level of click-through? What was my level of engagement? And you'll make some decisions there. Okay. Friday, you'll set up boost campaigns for 2 to 3 posts. And you may need to, Steve, if you could just chime in here, I'm not sure what you meant with the pipeline, the whole pipeline thing.
Hold on 1 second, sorry, I was answering a question. Just bear with me.
I was just saying for Friday, for the
Yeah, yeah. Set up boost campaigns for 2 to 3 posts. May need to build a pipeline first. You know, I have absolutely no idea what the hell I was talking about when I wrote that. I can't remember. Sorry.
But anyway,
Sorry.
the point is that
Oh, I know. Sorry. What I meant by that was it's possible that maybe like the first week you do this, maybe you don't have enough to do 2 to 3 posts. You know,
okay.
because you just didn't have enough that passed the sniff test.
Yeah.
So you might have to, maybe it'll take you to get to 2-3 weeks and build up a pipeline of, you know, of posts that pass the sniff test. That's what I meant.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, all good. So you know, if you were using this sample week on Thursday, you'd be evaluating the results, and on Friday, for the ones that you found that passed the sniff test, the ones that are looking good, you'd set up the boost campaigns, and hopefully you'll have a couple of them. If you've done, you know, 10 or so here, perhaps more, then you'll hopefully find something that works. And if you don't, just keep going, because it is a numbers game. It's not like you know, 2 out of every 10 are going to work. Okay, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. And then on Saturday, optimize ads and posts. So maybe you'll say, look, you know, this one post on my website is working, and I'm going to turn it into 2 pages. And then Sunday you'll take the day off. Okay, and that's an example work week, and you'll do that week after week after week, and before long you'll have thousands and thousands of visitors coming in every single day. And you'll be making a lot of money. So another sample week. Let's say you're slower. Let's say it takes you 3 times as long. Okay, it would still only be sort of 12 to 18 hours per week, and you know, I would still sign up to that, because for the amount of money that you can make just by working 12 hours a week, it's absolutely phenomenal. But it shouldn't take that long, especially once you get the hang of things. Okay. So that's another thing. So we were going to do a live demo. Mark, are you all ready to?
Can I just interject, just because we've got a bunch of questions? And can you go back to the slide where it has all the steps in one slide? Because I want to try desperately to clear up some confusion.
Yeah.
Thanks. So there's some confusion about all these metrics and what's a winner and the 10% and cost per engagement, and all. People get them confused, and it's really, you guys are making it way harder than it is. Okay, step 1, easy peasy, right? We're just posting stuff. All right. Step 2, we haven't done anything but post stuff. All right. So at this point, all we're doing is looking at the posts that we have posted. All right, and all we care about is looking to see how are people engaging with those posts. Do they seem to resonate? And the way that we're measuring that is what Aiden went through and did, that percentage, that basically, which is a click-through rate, looking at the number of people who clicked on the link versus the number of people who saw it. All right? We haven't boosted a post. We haven't done any ad campaigns. We haven't built any ads. All we've done is, in step 1, we post interesting content. In step 2, we take a look and we see what our organic audience has done with that content. Full stop. We're done. Okay? In step 2, when we find ones that our organic audience likes, seems to engage with well, okay, then what we're doing is we're building a little file of those for future reference. And we're saying, these are good ones. These seem to resonate with people. These are candidates to potentially take to step 3. In step 3, we are then building the viral ad campaigns. We're boosting posts. Okay? That is when we start to care about cost per engagement. Okay? Now, people are also asking me about the reach and the number of likes and the number of shares and click-through rates and ratios and stuff and all that kind of stuff. Is that all very interesting to look at? Yes. Do we really care all that much? No. Okay? Because all we care about is getting traffic at the right price. So all we have to be concerned about is really the cost, okay, of less than 4 cents per engagement, okay, which will translate to very, very low cost traffic, okay? And we want to get as much of that traffic, as much of that engagements as we possibly can. So do all those other ratios, are they important? Yes. But are we going to worry about, you know, the click-through rates and and all that kind of stuff. We're not really, because what we're just going to do is try and build more ads and throw our ad in front of more people, because at the end of the day, we don't care whether an ad gets us 1 million visitors or 10,000 visitors as long as it's at the right price. I mean, we care because we want as much traffic as possible, right? But it's really all about the traffic and the price, not so much about the individual little pieces that make up that calculation, because that's way too much to have to worry about. So in step 3, and we're building it out, and in step 4, all we're trying to say is, are we getting it cheap enough? If yes, then let's get as much of it as we can. Okay? That's what step 4 is all about. So hopefully that clears up a little bit of confusion. I hope I've
Yeah, that's good. I think it does. And we will be providing the Excel spreadsheet. You will get these slides. You'll get everything that you need to do this. Remember, guys, the same rules that we've been speaking about all along apply. So we're not really adding anything new in here. We're just giving you a weekly workflow. So, Mark, are you ready to jump in and do the live demo of how to find new interest groups? If you want to just unmute yourself, and I can pass the screen over to you when you're ready.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Okay.
Okay, so I'll pass the screen over to you 1 second, and you should be able to take the screen and make yourself the presenter.
Change presenter.
Yep.
To me.
I thought yeah, there you go.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
Let's see. Yeah, I can now.
Okay.
Okay, so just want to check, guys. Can you see Mark's screen? Just type yes in the chat box. Yep. Okay. Cool. You're good to go, Mark.
Okay. So.
And one thing, just remember, guys, we say this each week, but if you want to zoom in, there's a little zoom button in the top left of the GoToWebinar, the page that you're looking at, the screen. You can actually zoom in and see this, and if you want to, and if you can't see it, well, you'll be able to see it in the replay anyway. So, yeah, Mark, take it away.
Okay. So, just so I'm all queued up, Aiden, and I've been busy answering chat box replies. We're talking about what we had talked about earlier about really just kind of helping to find alternative or additional interests, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, let's paint a picture very specifically. Just if I can, Mark, for 1 second.
Absolutely.
Here, let's paint a picture like this. We started to boost our posts because in step 2 we identified a particular post as something that was good. All right. So in step 3 we built out and we boosted this post, and we used, let's say, 3 different interests. Okay, that we explained how to do that a couple sessions ago. So we did 3 different interests. One of those interests resulted in a nice bit of traffic at 2 cents per engagement. And so we're all very excited, and we want to get more of that traffic. And so what do, Mark?
Right. So we, in order to continue to test, to bolster our optimization efforts, really what we're trying to do is the way that we get the best click-through and the best rate is by making sure that our ads are sent to their most relevant audience, right? So we're really trying to drill down and find those audiences, and while we may, like Steve said, only have a handful, 2 or 3 or 4, we want to find some more. So what you see on my screen really is just the Audience Insight tool from week 1. I'm sure everybody remembers this. This is just the default Audience Insight tool, and basically what I'm going to do is, like for the Extreme Rush website, say like in the surfing category, right? So you think, okay, surfing, how can I drill down on surfing to find additional audience? And basically what I do is I just open a new tab and I go to good old Google, and I'll type in something like, I don't know, like a list of, I don't know, top pro surfers, right? List of top pro surfers. And I'll kind of look through here, and I know I'm familiar with Ranker. Some of these other ones I've familiarized myself with, but if I go to Ranker, and again, all I'm doing is a Google search. Here's all of a sudden, here's a, if I'm not familiar with anybody in the surf industry, I have certainly familiarized myself lately with people, but Kelly Slater, Andy Irons, these are a couple of names that probably jump out at me, Laird Hamilton, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, go back into Audience Insight tool and simply type in some of these names and see how many people these guys have, right? So Kelly Slater now has 400, almost 500,000 active people on Facebook follow him every single month, right? So now there's a brand new audience within the surf arena that I can target specifically Kelly Slater people, especially if the article that I'm boosting is about Kelly Slater. I'll certainly target him. Another one, we can test this out. Looks like there's a pop-up ad. I'll get that off. Oh, that's an annoying ad. Let me refresh my screen. So Andy Irons, right? So let me see. I recognize his name. So Andy Irons. See, he's in the system. He's got almost 100,000 active people, 90,000 active people a month that follow him. So, you know, all of a sudden, you know, you can kind of start to see how quick we can just find information and see if it's topical enough for us to run a specific interest when we're running our ads to them. Also, when and I don't want to dive too deep into audience insights because there are a lot of buttons and it really is kind of it can be a confusing place. But right away, after I've typed Andy Irons, I see a lot of other things here under the page likes section. And this is completely only for giving me ideas, right, about more sub-niches within the surf industry. So I'm just seeing things that jump out at me. World Surf League. I've heard of Billabong, O'Neill. Here's brands. You can certainly run ads to people that are fans of, let's say, Billabong. Let's see what Billabong. I just clicked on their link, and they got 4.4 million people. Right? You know that people that are fans of Billabong are mostly surf-oriented. So that's kind of one way to do that. I'll run one more search. You want me to do one more search, or you want me to? Is that good, or what do you think, Steve?
Let's just do one more, okay. Just while you're at it.
So staying, yeah, right. I mean, again, I think Steve keeps jumping in and saying, you know, don't overthink this, guys. So same thing here, right? I just simply did a Google search to give me some ideas. So if I open up another tab, and I don't know, like to find more interests underneath surf, right? So if I say list of, and I always like to tell Google to give me a list because it makes it easier for me. So list of, I don't know, top pro surf events.
And this can be applied to anything. It doesn't have to be people
right.
or events. It could be magazines. It could be, literally, it could be brand names. So Mark mentioned Billabong before. It could be brand names in your
absolutely, or like you said, magazines or associations, or you know, and just any kinds of stuff. So I just typed in list of top pro surf events. So here's Top Events USA, and let me see what they have. Maybe they don't have anything. And maybe my browser froze. Or maybe their website's down. Okay, so here it is. Maybe they didn't pay their bill there for a second. So here's like a list. If I just kind of cruise down top 10 surfing events in the USA, right? Southeast Regional. I'm just scanning this to see if there's anything that I'm kind of familiar with. U.S. Open of Surfing, that sounds like that's a pretty big one in Huntington Beach. I was just there a couple weeks ago. That's cool. Here's the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. I've seen that on TV. So Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. I can click on that and see their website. This might be a little slow. So that certainly looks like it has to do with surfing. So Triple Crown, Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. Let me see how that fares. So I just cleared out that Andy Irons, by the way, is what I did real quick there, because I always want to have nothing in here. So if I go Vans Triple PL.
I can see it there actually. Triple Crown of Surf, I think it might say.
Crown. So Triple Crown Surfing's got 2 to 2.5 million monthly active people, right? And then, here's PacSun. I'm familiar with that. It's, if you guys are in these niches, whatever niches they are, you should be able to be familiar with little things that you see, DC Shoes. And again, this is just to give you an idea of what to try to type in next to get some ideas. But I mean, really quickly, we found, 3 or 4, 5 maybe interests that had almost 1 million plus. Kelly Slater had 500,000, and Andy Irons had 100,000, or 90,000. But it gave us some other ideas like Billabong, O'Neill, Hurley. So, I could definitely target probably 6 other outfits or interests, rather, because they're not outfits, very easily. So, does that kind of help or make sense?
Yeah,
I think it helps a lot and makes a lot of sense. The only thing that I think people are missing is content, because again, I'm getting questions where people are sort of trying to reinvent the wheel. They're like, "Oh, okay, are we running like campaigns? No. What we're talking about here, I tried really hard to frame this, is step 4D. So, Aiden,
I'll take the slides back.
Yeah, if you grab the slide back, I just want to make sure people understand where this fits within the context here. If you get confused, please, I beg you, just go back to the 4 steps and follow them one by one by one. And then when you get to step 4, okay, it's more complicated. So 4D is here. So if you got at least one interest that was getting you 3 cents or less per engagement, so that's the first thing. Did you get that? Did you do that? Yes or no? If no, then you don't even have to bother, okay? But if you did, then you're going to expand the post using the 2-page method, maybe to 3, okay? We talked about how to do that, I think, last session. And you're going to do this next thing, which is what we were just talking about. Expand, okay, because we want to get as much traffic as possible. And by expand, we specifically mean add ads, okay? So let's say you started out, okay, with a post on Extreme Rush, and you did a boost post to paddleboarders, surfers, and wakeboarders, okay? And the surfers gave you some engagement at 3 cents or less. Okay, well then you passed the first rule for step 4D, right? And so you're going to expand the post using the 2-page method. And now what's your job? Well, your job is to get more of that traffic at that good price, okay? There's not much more you can do because you're already for the surfers, because you're already targeting them. So what you need to do is the next step, which is expand, and by that we mean add ads, okay? Create similar ads. We showed how to do this, into as many other interests as you have. And the way to find those other interests is exactly what Mark just showed, okay? And that's an ongoing process. You can continue to add to those. And there's a tab in the spreadsheet to just keep track of an ever-growing list of interests, and that's your interest swipe file, okay?
All right. Good. So let me get back to where we were.
Yeah. Real quick. When you took the screen back, I lost my ability to answer people's questions. Can you see, or Steve, see if there's a switch for that for me?
You should be able to do it because you're still an organizer.
I don't see it, but I'll keep looking. Sorry. Go ahead.
Keep looking for it. You may have just minimized the question box there, Mark.
Right. Okay.
So, have a look for it. Okay, so that's a sample week that we've been through. the process that we go through, how it might sort of pan out for you. We've given you a live demo of finding new interest groups. So again, recap, action items for the next 7 days. Get the site up to $15 page RPMs through increasing your traffic. So try to send 5 to 7,500 visitors at 3 cents or less to your website. Okay, this just takes time, and it might take you a couple of days, it might take you a couple of weeks, but keep working at it. It's normal for your RPM to be low to begin with. So someone asked that before, is it normal to have an RPM of $3 to begin with? Absolutely normal, okay? Build out an interest swipe file. So make a list. All this means is make a list of your different, you can put it in this spreadsheet. Make a list of your different interests. So it might be Kelly Slater, it might be that Triple Crown, whatever that was, and so on, Andy Irons. Add your interests in here, so you got them for future reference, okay? Build a weekly schedule for yourself. So say, okay, I'm going to do this 7 a.m. in the morning on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And build out your daily plan. So you know what you need to do and build out your plan for yourself. And then start executing the plan every day. Start to document the posts that you're boosting and your posts in the swipe file. So this is this website here. If you want to change that to fit your needs, that's fine. This is just a template that you can use and you can play around with to get you started. So they are the action items. I think we've shown how to, we've walked through that. So Q&A, question. Steve, is there anything that you want to cover before we start Q&A?
Yeah, I'm just kind of collecting some things. First of all, there's still some people who are having trouble. They've been denied by AdSense. And we continue to have great luck. Is that service linked to in the resource area? Anybody, Chris? Does anybody know?
It should be. I'll bring it up anyway, though.
Because everybody who uses it gets approved. I mean, I don't. So if you're having trouble with AdSense approval for like 25, and again, we have nothing to do with this service. We don't make any money from it, and so we don't care. But it's like $25. Is that right? I don't even remember. Yeah. So everybody who uses this service is getting approved if they had problems getting approved in the past, and I'm almost 100% sure it is linked to in the members area of the resource. But here it is right here. So AdSenseG.com.
Yeah.
And there you go. And again, I think it's it's $25. Okay.
Yeah, and Steve, in the email help forum just last week when we first told people about this, we've had a lot of people email us and say, hey, used it, then I'm good. So that was just in 1 week's time. So
yeah, no, exactly. I've had the same experience. So so anybody that's having problems with AdSense, please use that service. If you use that service and it still doesn't work for you, if you could let us know that, I would appreciate that, because I'm unclear that we've had anybody who said I've used the service and it didn't work. I don't think we have. So
it can take 3 or 4 days. For a couple of people, it just took 1 day, but for a couple of other people, it took I think 3 or 4 days. So they've got all that information on their website anyway. So
cool. So the other thing is that for people who are not getting these,
and that's a one-time fee of $25 for them to get you approved. It's not like a yearly fee or anything like that.
Right. Just for people that are not getting the results that you saw, I wouldn't expect the majority of people to get those results yet, because we haven't pushed go on doing this weekly process, okay, or daily process, whatever you want to call it. We've now laid out exactly what you need to do, all right, on a weekly basis. And now you're going to start playing the numbers game. What we've been trying to do up through the last 6 sessions, right, is build a foundation of knowledge. We can't just dump you in and say, here's what you do every day, right? Because you don't know the foundation for it, you don't know the context, you don't know any of the training. We got to train you how to do it first. So all we've been doing is training you, and we've been asking you to practice. But you've been practicing with a small number of samples here. Maybe 2 or 3 at the most, for those of you who are completely caught up. And you need to be doing this all the time, okay? So now that's what you will be doing, and so now you'll have an opportunity to see these numbers. And many of you are saying, well, you know, I'm not making enough money in AdSense. Well, you wouldn't be until you start sending the traffic. We showed you, I think, last session or the session before, we showed you one of the most successful sites where, you know, until you started to send a decent amount of traffic, the RPMs per page were $1, you know, $2, and started out as less than $1, right? Until you got like 10,000 visitors and things, and then Google, you know, AdSense figured it out, and then it starts to go $15, $20, $21, and that's when the magic happens, right? We absolutely know if we can get cost per engagement less than 4 cents. And again, there's lots of confusion because people are going, well, is that 3 cents a visitor? No, it's not, or else it would be called cost per visitor, right? It's 3 cents per engagement, right? Which usually, I mean 99% of the time, means an even lower cost per visitor, much lower cost per visitor, okay? So if we can get the cost per engagement down to 3 cents or lower, and we get the RPM per page, all right, which is in your AdSense dashboard, RPM per page up to $15 to $20 to $21, that kind of range, which is the exact pattern we've seen with every successful website in the 100K factory. That's when the magic happens, and that's when the money starts to come rolling in. And then from there, it continues to stay at that level. Okay?
So, Steve, I just
let's see, what
put something
else?
for you in the chat box.
Okay.
I
All
don't know if
right.
you want to cover that now or not.
Let's see. No, I didn't. I do not have that spreadsheet in front of available right here.
Do you want me to open it on my machine or?
No, because I'm not. No, I don't. No.
Okay.
So let's see. What's the other thing that I wanted? I just made some notes here. Oh, people were talking about the contest aid, and there's some confusion about, okay, well, how long does that, like, for example, the one where it's the most revenue. So what
We'll put all that information in, we'll set up a special page in the members area, and we'll put all the exact dates and everything in there.
Good. Okay, that'd be great. And okay, I think that was all I covered. The per engagement is not per impression or per visitor. There was a lot of confusion about that. And so I think I've got that. All right, so let me just check the. Mark, you've been looking. Are there any questions that you think would be great to have answered, you know, for everyone? Anybody? I just.
No, I mean, there's some specific ones. I mean, obviously the contest, there was several about the contest. I don't know, Zach or Chris, if y'all see any that
right.
are more of a theme-based question.
I know. So here's one that people were asking about, you know, when we hit step 4, okay, and we hit step 4 and we have found ones that generate traffic at less than 4 cents, all right, 3 cents or less, right? Can't we just increase our bids or whatever, or our daily budget? And the answer is no. That's not what we want you to do. And if it were that easy, that's what we would have said, but that's not what we want you to do. What we want instead is to duplicate that ad. Okay, duplicate that boost post so that you're attacking different interests. That's what we want you to do instead.
Mark, if you're typing, if you could just mute yourself, that'd be good.
My bad. Yep.
Thanks, man.
That will work better. Okay. Somebody's saying, can you re-explain cost per engagement? Sure. So engagement is when somebody does something with, they see your post somehow, okay, and then they do something. They share it, they like it, they comment on it, they click it, something. And that's an engagement. So when you boost a post for $10 and 10 people engage with it, then your cost per engagement is $1, right? And the reason that we care so much about that is because engagements are what makes things go viral. And when things go viral, we get cheap/free traffic. And why do we get cheap/free traffic? Because if I see a post and I engage with it, it then has the opportunity to show up in all of my friends' timelines, okay, without the person who started the post having to spend any more money, right? And if it shows up in my friends' timelines, then I'm getting reach or an audience or whatever you want to call it for free. So that's why we care about engagement and why it's the best metric to use when we're looking at, you know, is this a good use of my money? Okay. Let's see. What's the best amount to test out a boost post? I don't quite understand that question, but we went over how to set those up. Sorry?
I think it might be how much do you want to spend on that, and we always just spend a couple of bucks, like $2.
Okay. Alan said we've said two different things. No, we haven't. You guys have said two. Is an engagement a link click or the combination of a like, comment, and share? So there is a little bit of confusion about whether, and Facebook, we think, is actually changing this, and they're changing it. They're like turning it on and off. But I wouldn't worry too much about it because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But so the big question is Facebook considering a click an engagement? And they used to, but it seems like sometimes they're not. So it's not that we're saying two things. It's just, you know, for my purposes, a click is clearly an engagement. All right, but at some point Facebook may change that, or they may have already changed it, or they may be changing it on and off depending on the time of day and the cycles of the moon, because they do that all the time. So okay. Let's see. Sorry. What are other clicks? None of us really know. Mark tried to explain it once, but I don't believe him. So I don't know.
Well, if you have about 45 minutes, let me tell you.
Oh God, help.
But I will say one thing on other clicks, right? If you write too many words in your Facebook post, you know, as the lead-in to your deal, Facebook kind of only shows a certain amount, and it says read more or something like that. That's if they click on that, it's others. So don't put too many words up there. I'm out.
There you go. Let's see.
Regarding the budget for boosting your posts, I mean, this is up to you, but we always say less than $5 per day, and you know, $2 is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and people are asking, so you're going to have a lot of $5 budgets? Yeah. That's okay. It's okay. It really is.
And David has been sharing some of his information. He said that he's had 15,486 shares this week on his posts. So that's pretty awesome, David. Thanks for that.
Yep. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think we've gotten a lot of the questions here, Aiden. I don't really see any other ones out there.
Yeah, one thing I want to say is we love reading your success stories. We love hearing about your small wins. So even if it's something small, we love hearing about them. You can always send us an email with your success stories. Of course, the email is in the support section in the members area. If you'd like us, you know, to use you as an example next week, then send us in what you've done, little screenshots. Of course, we will blur everything out. We'll never reveal what your, Facebook page and stuff is, unless you want to be put on the hot seat, and that's something that we'd happily do as well. If you want us to put you under the microscope, then send us an email, let us know, and we might be able to have a look at your website live and get, you know, me, Steve, Mark, and Brent all giving you some feedback live about your website. So if you want to do that, please send us an email, and also send us an email of your results as you start seeing the successes roll in.
Hey, can I say one thing about that?
Yeah.
If they send in that email, put like results or success or something like that in the subject line so the guys in the help box can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Awesome. Great.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week. We've got some, just to recap very quickly here, as we mentioned in the first sort of 30 minutes of this call today, we've got some really, really exciting things happening in the next few weeks. So this is sort of the summary here, and this is just some of the components. We've got other software, we've got other training as well. So this really is going to go above and beyond what you were expecting, and we're going to be here with you until you make it work. So we really appreciate that you are a member of this program and you've put your trust in us, and we're going to absolutely do everything we can to make it work for you. So on that note, that's it from me. Thanks to everyone who's turned up here today, and we'll get this replay up as soon as possible.
Yep. Thanks very much.